DORNEY Park is one of the world's oldest theme parks. Opening as a fish hatchery in 1860, roughly around 10 years later, the owner, Solomon Dorney, hence the name DORNEY Park, would open games, small rides, and a small zoo. Now today, DORNEY Park features over 100 rides and 8 roller coasters. So come with me as I rank all 8 of DORNEY Park's roller coasters in order of worst to best. Number 8. Woodstock Express. This is the Unparalleled Family Gravity Coaster, opening in 2000. It's a clone kids coaster. That's all I really have to say about this ride. Number 7. Wild Mouse. The Mauer Wild Mouse, also opening in 2000. I'm not a huge fan of wild mice, but this one isn't the worst or most janky. But at the end of the day, it's still a wild mouse. Number 6. Possessed. The Intimate Impulse, opening in 2008. Possessed for me wasn't that great. The launches were pretty weak and it was a bit shaky and short. But I still respect the history of the ride as it was relocated from the now defunct Geauga Lake. And also, this ride is missing a whole break. Now getting into the top 5, the number 5 spot is Thunderhawk, the historic 101-year-old wooden coaster. Thunderhawk is a bit rough and is pretty weird profiling, but it's 101 years old. You have to expect that. But this ride has some solid airtime and laterals, and I was lucky enough to ride it during its 100th birthday celebration. And Thunderhawk still holds up as a fun ride, and hopefully will for many more years to come. Number 4, Iron Menace, the B&M Dive, opening in 2024. This might be a hot take, but I didn't personally enjoy Iron Menace that much. But don't get me wrong, it was a great addition and has some cool elements. It's just very short and very shaky. Dr. Diabolical is one of my most ridden coasters, and riding that so many times prior to riding Iron Menace may have countered into my opinion, as Iron Menace is not nearly as good as Dr. Diabolical. But nevertheless, Iron Menace is still a good addition and a fine ride. Number 3, Hyzer the Revenge, the B&M Floorless Coaster, opening in 2005. Hyzer is a top-tier floorless coaster, and yes, it has some weird elements, and yes, it's not that tall. But man, there's something special about this ride. It's so smooth and the elements flow really well together. Though it's only 95 feet tall, it's built into the terrain, so it keeps its pace really well because of that. Also, this ride has one of the best starts to any coaster, with an inversion right out of the station. It's one of the only coasters in the world to have this kind of inversion, called the JoJo roll. Hyzer is a very fun and enjoyable ride that is somehow still underrated. Number 2, Steel Force, the Morgan Hyper, opening in 1997. Steel Force is a great ride. It has good airtime on the hills, and especially the bunny hills. It also has good forces on the helix. It also seemed that the trims had been loosened on my last ride in 2024. Steel Force is a great ride, don't get me wrong. It's just very repetitive, as most of the ride is airtime hills, which I don't have a problem with. But there's one more coaster in the park that has better diversity and elements, and holds a very, very special place in my heart. Before we get to my number 1 coaster at DORNEY Park, I'd like to thank Colin Studios for allowing me to use his awesome POVs. Number 1, Talon, B&M Inverted Coaster, opening in 2001. As I just said, Talon holds a very special place in my heart, as it was my 100th coaster credit. Talon is a phenomenal inverted coaster, with great elements and a spectacular second half. Talon's first drop in the back pulls you over so fast, it's awesome. And the loop and zero G roll are awesome too. The implement is super nice and has some pretty solid whip. But then in my opinion, the best element on the ride is the turn into the corkscrew and the corkscrew. The intensity here is so good, it feels like it's trying to tear your feet off, and it snaps over with just the right amount of whip. This is what makes Talon the best in the park for me. Also, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next dispatch.